Hi everyone. Just a recap on what we have done so far. This is a student's form which has all the relevant data. We have already done this in part 1. Then I have the teacher's form with all the relevant data. I have created several queries and now we are going to move on to the next object, very important component, creating reports. Reports are extremely useful because if somebody wants you to give them a hard copy of something or a printed list of all the students in a class, or students who have got A, B, C, D depending on the grades, students who have not paid the fees, students who have paid the fees, students who are staying in a different city for transportation purpose and things like that, then you would rely on these are the fields that I've selected. Go to next. Computer tells me these are the fields. Do you want any grouping? I'm going to say no. Next. Sending maybe ID. Next. I'll select landscape. Next. Student list. Give it a meaningful name and then just say finish. The only problem with a report is you need to spend a lot of time in formatting it. As you can see there, unless it's formatted, it's not going to look pleasing. So go to design view. This for now. And you can see that the first name, last name, they're too big. So bring them in. You have the grid lines of the back and at the back to guide you, so you can utilize that. And this is the part that takes most of the time. And with practice, you'll be able to do it faster, but it is a time-consuming activity. Then I'll select all this, bring it closer, bring this also closer. And I think fortunately this is done quickly because there's no lot of content here. Alright, so I'll go and select all this. Always go make it left aligned because numeric data and strings align differently. Give it a proper title. Again, I'll stick to the same pattern. Just give you a preview and then you'll have a look and see what happens. But yeah, you can see here the ID is not aligned properly. We need to get that done. This is the list of all the students. Page 1 of 1. There's only the contents fits on one page. Right click, design view. I'll go to this one, make it left align, and then let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. Division and class and division are a bit bigger. That can be reduced a little bit. Division is just too big. City can be brought a little bit closer. And both of these can be taken a little bit closer to this, and move your date somewhere in the middle here, properly in the corner. Narrow this down. This box is stopping it from that, so yeah, that should be fine. This is your report. You can put a nice logo there, put a nice heading of your school, and it'll look much more professional. Some students also prefer to give a title. So you can select the back color here, fill color, you can give it a different color. Home, black. In this I'll just make it black in case it's not clearly seen. Well, now I think it's done. Yeah, it's nice and neat. Looks good. So that's your first report done. Save it. Now let's look at other types of reports. Just close all this. There's a relationship between the two tables. We'll have a look at the group report when I see. Let's make a group report now. I'm going to report wizard. Go to the students table and I'll select the fields. I'm focusing on the marks now this time. So I'll go for maths, science, English, percentage, grade. I also want to select the class just to show you how this group report works. Next. Now I'll tell the computer I want to group it by class. Now when I say next, you can select your ascending order. I'll say by ID. This is the best option which we have now. Summary information. For any numeric data, they give you these 4 functions. So let's say I want to find the highest in the math, the student that scored highest in the maths. So I'll say what is the maximum in maths and maximum percentage. If you want to add the other two, you can go ahead and do that. That's fine. Say OK. Next. Can select landscape because it gives me more space. Student grouped report. Finish. Now, this is for year 10, all the information, year 8, year 9, and so on. Year 7. So I'll just go to, again, as I said before, design view, very important, and we need to readjust this, otherwise the reports look very, very poor. This has to be done. This takes a while, especially now it will take more time than the previous example because there's a grouped report. When there's a grouped report, there's a lot of information held here as summary data, and that is definitely going to take time. But in the end, you'll be happy that you come up with this report because it gives you a lot of information that the computer can do automatically. Select all these and then we'll move it closer. That box is not moving, that's fine. Move this here. This data also correctly here. This can be reduced a little bit. The maximum for these two fields, one is for maths and for percentage, we need to bring it beside that. Only when we see it we will know. And the page numbering also in. That's how we made our report more compact. And now it looks better than before. Here, select all this, go home, left aligned. I will select the others also, left aligned, and select this, left aligned, give it a black color so it's clearly seen, similarly here. Yeah, now let's have a look and see what happens. Yeah, you can see it's much better. Here there's only one student, highest was 97. I need to format these marks, also percentage is getting cut off, so let's go back, design. It's a big word, that's why that was the problem. And we did notice that this, all this numeric data was not aligned properly. I'll just make it left. Now let's have a look. This maths summary is fine. The percentage we can move it, or the percentage can be moved to the left. Go to design. This percentage, I don't know why it didn't move there. Let's try it once more. This is one of the problems of formatting. Still he didn't move. Some problem. Yeah, now the formatting seems okay. I'm going to go back to design view, and the summary I can just put it in a different color. And let's have a look. Here you can see the highest is in math is 96, 97. Here the highest is 85. Here the highest percentage is 258 of this particular student. So for each year group, the computer actually fragments the data in such a way that now it is extremely useful for anyone to make decisions. And you can see these type of reports are appreciated even when any examiner has a look at it, and he will definitely be impressed. We can create another report based on the query now. So any queries that you have created, you can use that in a report. So I'll go to report wizard. Let's look at, there are some queries here created. Query by class required. Let's have a look at this. So take this as a query. Pick up the fields that you want. I'll just pick everything. We don't want any grouping. If you want, you can add. Sorting can be done, maybe by class this time. It'll ask you which class you want. I'm saying year 9, and only those students will be displayed. So basically we are using a query to create a report. Again, same thing, I go to design. I've shown you enough examples how to format it because this will take a lot of time. Readjust it, and then you are ready for the query. Year 7, once you run the query, you can get the report based on your input. So you can have customized reports created depending on the circumstances and depending on the need for different report. Again, you need to practice these with the table you have, and then work out different options, create several reports, and then you can create a report menu and link them all together. I'm going to show you how to create a chart in Excel. Charts actually are very, very impressive when they are given to the client because he's able to see it and make decisions easily, because a visual representation is better than having a look at a huge amount of data. So let's see how we can summarize the information in order to get this chart. In order to create a chart, obviously we need two variables, two sets of data for X and Y axis, and that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to create a query so that we can summarize our information and then use it to create a chart. Let's go to query, select the student table. I go to create and create a query using a design view, query design. I'll go for the students table, all my data is in that. And let's look at some examples where, okay, this is all my data existing. So I'm going to select class, and I'm going to select, say, first name, because I want to find out for each class how many students are there. I'll go to total, and here I'll ask you to count actually how many students are there. So this will count, grouping it by class. Let's have a look, Rana. That's it. So I'm going to, I'll say, group by class. use the count function, so I'll also say that so it becomes easy to identify. Let's look at another one. Create. This time we'll do some calculations there. Again, I need to select the fields and select class again. And now I'll select the fees that the student has paid, total fees paid, and I want to sum them up now. Here's the total feature, and here I'll say let it add for all the classes so we know for each class how much the school has collected. And here you go. So say the summary fees collected. So we have two queries created. We'll use that to create a chart. I'll go to create and I'll go to blank form. Go to design view. Go to design, and here you have your chart icon. Select the chart. I'll go to query because I've already created a query. Count grades, I think it was. Let's go in for a bar chart. Should give us a preview. Next, the title. So this is your chart. When I go to form preview, you'll see the data. I go to design, and here you should be able to get some options that you can change. So remember this legend here, it's taking unnecessary space, and you get a lot of tools. If you want, you can change it to whatever you want. For now, we'll keep it the same. Yeah, you can go to chart here, select type. You can select the type that you wish. You go to chart and options. Here you'll get the title, x-axis and y-axis labels that you can add. I'm going to close it, hopefully. I'll save it now. And when I preview, there's the chart. I'll just save it. Let's look at the other chart now. We'll go and do it as a different type of graph. Create a blank form. Right click design view. Go to design. Bring our query selector is triggered. Summary of fees collected. Next. I need both these fees. Next. Let's go in for a line this time. And see how it looks. I'll get rid of the legend. I'll go to chart, options, chart type. I think the column chart looks better, so let's go for column chart. And I'll just save it. Look. There you go, and that's done. Now I'm going to create a menu where I'll link all these reports along with the charts. So I go to create blank form, design. Go to design. I'll get some images which I have already downloaded. You can also use flaticon.com and all these images are there. You can download them or you can take a screenshot and manipulate it using graphics software, and you can use them and it will look very impressive. So I'm going to my folder where I've stored all these icons, report icons, that's what I called it. Let's go for this one. I'll just do a few. And I'll put those two charts. I'm sure you'll get an idea of what I'm trying to do. So I'll select this chart. And if you have another pie chart or something, you can select. But for now, I've just downloaded two icons and we'll just stick with that. Now I go to a button, create a button here. Report operations, preview report is better. Students list. Done. Next one. Again, record operation, report operations, preview report, students growth report. You can add your own meaningful names there. I made a mistake, I noticed. Fix it. Query the class. And now I'm going to pick those charts there, which were my forms. So looks like it's all working well. Let's select these buttons, go to arrange, make the widest, so all of the same size, home, make it black, bold. Yeah, that should be fine. Then I go to design, I'll have one more button to close the form. Select all these. It looks good. That's decent enough. I hope you all understood how to create different reports and how to create charts and how to create a report menu. Let's practice. Looking at the video, you can pause it at any point you want, and I'm sure you'll be able to create all these objects without any problem. Thanks for watching. This is it. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If this tutorial was helpful, please hit on the bell icon and subscribe for more videos. Also, don't forget to check the links below for more educational videos.